All right, we are back. So we've been chatting a little bit offline, but I want to make sure we've got some time to check in with how the writing is going. I have a really interesting experiment that I want to share at some point. So um yeah, but how's your process going?
Um, well, I had some family things that I had to deal with over the weekend, so I didn't get a ton of writing done. But I'm plugging along. I wrote some today and I wrote some yesterday. I went a couple days without writing very much. Um, Mostly I'm just kind of fleshing out my story and just kind of seeing it through until the end of December, and then I'm gonna change tacks
Hmm.
and come back to this project later.
Hmm. Oh, really? Yeah. I yeah, I think you mentioned that in previous discussions. Yeah, I want to stay on this thing until it's done. So I guess our conversations will kind of diverge at that point, but I think it'll still be good for us to be checking in like this. I had a pretty big revelation. It was something I already kind of suspected was true, but I didn't really want it to be true because it kind of is depressing as hell for me. Um, like quite literally. Um, so yesterday I have this workout group that in the past, I've met up with. They meet really early. It's like 5:30 in the morning. Um, yeah, and they work out rain or shine. They're all, a lot of them are like ex-military guys. Like they're just like nothing phases them. Um, but they're awesome guys. Like they're awesome guys, and the workouts are awesome, and it's free. It's completely free, and they just go and work out in the park together. And it's nice because like this being Memphis, like it's nice to work out with someone else, so I don't have to like worry about getting shot while I'm trying to get healthy or something. Um, it's just there's some safety in numbers kind of stuff. Um, but like, so I worked out with them yesterday, and I was like, I'm gonna do the experiment because I did not work out at all of November, the whole NaNoWriMo month. Like the only thing I would do is I would go for a run on Sundays, and that was it. And that was kind of the one time when I would do any kind of workout. So, anyways, I worked out yesterday and it totally destroyed my writing time. It wasn't just that like it destroyed my writing time, like it totally destroyed the whole writing game. Like I there was some other family stuff I needed to do, but like at the end of the day, like I was still trying to write. I got in like 400 words and like I was falling asleep at my desk. And I hate having to write while I'm falling asleep at my desk. Like it's one of my least favorite things to to be trying to do is like write while I'm trying to stay awake.
Yeah,
Um,
me too. Me too.
so that was very discouraging. Like to
Why do you
realize
think it
basically
wrecked
like
you so much?
you have a choice between like being healthy or writing. Like that's your choice.
Yeah, I know about that. But why
Yeah.
do you think it wrecked you so much?
It's a high
Like it didn't just
intensity
mess with your
workout.
schedule, it like wrecked you.
Yeah, I think it was because it was first thing in the morning. I think that's a significant
And that's
time. I
your
think
that's your good writing time.
yeah, it's
So
something to
you
do with
think if you worked
serotonin.
out like in the afternoon, it would be not as detrimental.
Yeah, but here's the crappy thing about that. Like in I know myself well enough that like if I just say I'm gonna go work out in the afternoon, I will not do it. I will fall asleep, I'll take a nap, I'll do anything other than like work out. I'll go play video games, you know? Um, the only way what this is saying is like if I'm gonna work out in a regular basis while I'm trying to keep um this writing thing going and sustainably is I'm gonna have to pay for a gym membership. That's the only thing that will motivate me. Like it's like I know that if I am paying for something, I will go and do it. If I'm not paying, I won't do it. You
Well,
know,
that's good. I would
it's
pay for it and just say that's good enough. I paid.
you and me are different. It just I don't like it because I don't really want to have to pay for it. Like it's, you know, I just I love that this workout group was free. That was one of the big incentives for me for it. It was a good group of guys and it was free. And it was a great workout, you know.
Well, that problem I really identify with. That's part of my, I really liked working at night because I could write in the morning. And because I do agree with you that like you wake up in the morning and that is like the most energy and the most focus and like the best part of you is active and doing stuff right now. How do you want to do that? And that, I mean, everybody has to like answer that question for themselves, you know. But I liked spending it writing.
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah.
and then there are still other things that you've got to do, you know. I mean, in a certain version, you could say, when I get up first thing in the morning, that's when I should be spending time with my kids.
Hmm.
That's when I should be spending time with my wife. Like, that's the best that you've got is kind of that time. And how are you going to spend it? And then we get ourselves into these situations where we are committed to a schedule that doesn't necessarily use that time the way that we know it should be used.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, I have no judgment about what it's supposed to be, but
I am really I'm still am really
I will
grateful.
say the worst way to spend it is at work.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Filthy lucre. I I I am grateful to the whole NaNoWriMo thing, like with this high intensity kind of like writing thing, because especially now on the back end of it where I'm like still trying to keep it up, but it's like I'm also like, well, can I work out and write? And it's like, no, you can't. So it's like the only way I would have known that is if I had kind of developed this rhythm and basically proved that I could sustain 2,000 words a day and then just see what other parts of life can fit with that. And frankly, it's not a lot.
Well, and that is a lot. Like, be kind to yourself a little bit. Writing 2,000 words a day, that is hardcore.
Yeah.
You're not going to do much else if that's what you're doing. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But you can write 500 or maybe even 1,000. I mean, you can write something and still do other things.
I just yeah, it was very, very clear. Like it was there was no denying it. Like I was tapped out. Like it'd be one thing if I was like working at the hospital, I had to be up on my feet or something. Like maybe that kind of schedule would have worked, but trying to do it and then sit down and write, not happening. It was really interesting because like I mean, there were several years where I used to bike to work and write in my office at the college, and I realized those were probably wasted years. Those were those were probably there was probably like 4 or 5 years there that I wasted thinking I could bike to work and write. And I didn't realize just how destructive the biking was to the writing time.
Because your good riding time was spent on your bike. Is that what you mean?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then I was physically
No,
tired.
I have
Like,
the same problem. Like, I want to spend more. I made a decision that I wanted to spend more time with my family and be more present for my family. And so I changed my work schedule.
yeah,
And that wrecked my like really good writing rhythm, you know.
Yeah, it's it is it's a there's a weightiness to it, I guess. Like it's not like if you're gonna maintain this kind of like that kind of artistic goal of being prolific or whatever, whatever that looks like for you, it is it does not like to share space with very much else. So it is really like you really have to get your priorities straight. Like it's like I think about what Jesus said about count the costs up front, like count it up front because yeah, this one was particularly disheartening, this realization. So
Yeah, the muse is jealous. She doesn't
yeah,
want to share you. She doesn't want to share you with anything else.
yeah. And so you kind of I think it is important to have personal priorities like, God, family, writing, something like that. You know what I mean? Have it in its hierarchy in its proper place and go from there. Um, because it's yeah, you're right. The muse is jealous. Well, that's about it for tonight. Um, we'll get back into it. Uh, yeah, we got holidays coming up, so my schedule might get kind of jumpy and weird for a little bit here, but we'll definitely be back at it. More
Yeah, that's
regular.
fine. I'll work around you. I plan on. I mean, the same thing is in November. Like, I'm probably not going to write a lot on Christmas, but I'm going to write something.
Yeah, I don't think I will. All right, man. Well, have a good night.
All right. Yep. Take care.